You have a few activities on your menu this week about adding and subtracting fractions. The fractions in your activities this week on your menu are pretty small, and the process for adding and subtracting fractions are the same process. So here's an example for you. 2/3 plus 1/12. Okay, you cannot just add these two fractions. You can only add fractions when the denominators are the same, but we see that they're different here. So before we can add these two fractions, we have to find the LCD, least common denominator. So what we've done in class is we create a T-chart with our two denominators, and we write out the multiples of each until we get a match. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so for our 3, we had to go to 12. But for 12, we can just leave it at that first multiple. So our match is 12. Now, if your fraction already has the denominator as its match, it stays the same. Okay, so 1/12 stays 1/12. But 2/3 becomes something now with a denominator of 12. You cannot change the denominators of a fraction without changing the numerator as well. So we look at how we get from 3 to 12. Well, if I count my multiples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 times 4 gives me 12. So I'm going to multiply my numerator by that same number. And 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so now we have two fractions with the same denominator, and we can add. You add your numerators. 8 plus 1 is 9. And when you're adding fractions, you don't add the denominators. It just stays 12. So our answer to 2/3 plus 1/12 is 9/12. If you're able to simplify, do that. But if not, keep it in this form. So 9/12 is the correct answer. But if you can simplify, meaning what can you divide both your numerator and denominator by to make it smaller, go ahead and do that. I know that 9 and 12 share the same factor. And remember, factors are what you multiply to get that number. So I know I can do 1 times 9 to get 9. I can do 3 times 3. To get 12, we can do 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. 9 and 12 both share 3 as its factor. So if I divide both of those numbers by 3, I get 3/4. So 9/12 is the correct answer, but if you simplify and make it smaller, it's 3/4 as well. So both of these are the correct answer. The main thing I just want you to remember when adding or subtracting fractions is that the denominator has to be the same. And if it's not, make your T-chart and write your multiples until you get a match, and then create your two new fractions, and then you'll be able to add or subtract. I hope this was helpful, jogged your memory, but if not, reach out to me and I can explain more in depth.